Okay, good evening, everybody, and welcome to those who have tuned in virtually to attend our meeting this evening. This is the Public Council on September 22nd, and I'd like to call the meeting to order now, and have a call for a motion to adopt the agenda as presented.
So moved.
Moved by Councillor Tiller. Seconder?
Second.
Second by Councillor Aylward. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion carried. And next we have the approval of minutes from the public meeting of council September 8, 2022. Motion that those minutes be approved as circulated.
Sorry for the noise, Deputy Mayor Fowler.
That's okay.
I'll move.
Okay, moved by Councillor Aylward. Second?
I'll second.
Second by Councillor Boland. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Any matters arising from the minutes?
Not that I can tell.
Okay. All right. No, there being no matters arising from the minutes, we'll move on to proclamations and delegations. Are there any proclamations, Jennifer? No. Okay. Well, that brings us then to item number 5, which is committee reports. And the first committee report will be from the Finance Committee, and I'm going to pass that over. Just note that Councillor Meyer-White is joining us virtually tonight. So Councillor Tiller is going to present the Finance Committee meeting motion.
Can't fill those shoes or do it justice like she does, but I'll try. Good evening, everyone. Finance Committee met on September. We met on Tuesday, and the following items were recommended for council approval. Number 1, accounts payable listing for August 2022.
Right.
Is requesting approval to pay accounts payable listing for August 2022 totaling $287,534.84. I so move.
37.
37. 37, what did I say?
34.
Oh, I'm sorry, 37. Let me read it over.
Okay.
Requesting approval to pay accounts payable listing for August 2022 totaling $287,537.84. I so move.
Moved by Councillor Tiller. Seconder.
Second.
Second by Councillor Aylward. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Number 2 is a remission of tax, requesting approval to be given for remission of tax in the amount of $1,204.12 and refunds of $98.35. I so move.
Moved by Councillor Tiller. Seconder.
I'll second.
Second by Councillor Yulin. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried.
Number 3, business tax. Business tax. I can't speak.
All
I
right.
apologize. It's not pressure, Myra. I don't.
That's
mean to do
right.
it.
That's right.
Hey, relax there, Councillor.
That's right. Take a deep breath now.
Anything you fear, and it will disappear.
That's good. There you go.
Good, I like that.
You like that?
Requesting approval for business tax adjustments in the amount of $343.30. I so move.
Moved by Councillor Tiller. Seconder.
I'll second.
Second by Councillor Yulin. All in favor?
Aye.
Carried.
Number 4, request for grant to Stephenville Dome. Requesting approval to provide a grant to the Stephenville Dome in the amount of $3,105.15 for operations, and I so move.
Moved by Councillor Tiller.
Second.
Second by Councillor Aylward. Question, anybody want to ask a question on that? Just a note that that's basically a commitment to an overrun from the summer beautification program, due largely to the fact that the fuel costs and so on increased dramatically. So if you take out that piece, they actually came in on budget. So this is just a bit of an overrun that we'll deal with. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried.
permission to tender winter sand. Requesting approval to be given to purchase, supply, and delivery of 2,200 tons winter sand as per Public Procurement Act. And I
Moved by Councillor Tiller, seconder. Second by Councillor Boland. All in favor?
Aye.
Carried.
Number 6 is to amend motion 22-77, non-land transfer. Requesting approval to amend motion number 22-77 to change the motion from it was the recommendation of Planning and Traffic Committee that the town of Stephenville will provide a parcel of land on Minnesota Drive to support Newfoundland Aboriginal Women's Network application to construct a wellness center. 2, requesting approval that the town of Stephenville will provide a parcel of land on 2 Iowa Drive to the Newfoundland Aboriginal Women's Network to construct transitional house and cultural healing and wellness center. The land transfer is subject to ministerial approval and with the condition a MOU is signed to return the land to the town if not used as intended, and I so move.
Moved by Councillor Tiller, seconder.
Second.
Second by Councillor Yulin. Question or discussion on that? Again, I think just to point out that this is new development that the Newfoundland Aboriginal Women's Network is looking at, which I think will be very, very beneficial to the area, both a healing and wellness center, which will be a rather large facility with wraparound services, I guess, for lots of people. And then the transition house, which is a separate piece of work, but it appears as if they're going to move with the transition house first because of funding stuff, and then afterwards move to the Cultural Healing Wellness Center. So that's good news, I think, for the community for sure. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Number 7 is non once again, but this time it's Land for Housing Initiative and Financial Donation, Alabama Drive. Requesting approval that the town of Stephenville will provide a parcel of land on Alabama Drive to support Aboriginal Women's Network application to construct 5 semi-detached units, a financial donation of $300,000 and a $25,000 donation for solar lighting if the project is approved. I so move.
Moved by Councillor Tiller, seconder.
I'll second.
Second by Councillor Boland. Any question?
Let's see. One of Steve will provide a parcel of land.
So what's effectively happening here, Laura, is this is a separate piece of work that the Aboriginal Women's Network is doing, and what they're going to provide is basically 10 apartments in the form of 5 duplexes, and they're looking for a parcel of land, first of all, to put that on. Secondly, they're hoping that the town will come in with a financial donation so that when the government funding comes, that we'll be able to, you know, provide a certain percentage of the funding as well. And the last one is, as we've done, I guess, for a couple of years now, and hopefully we'll continue to do, is a grant donation for solar lighting, as we did with the SPCA and with Whaleback. So those are the 3 requests that are being made.
So the 300,000 is requested from the town?
Yeah, that would be the town's contribution towards the building of the
What is the cost of the building?
I think it's 2 million.
3 million. Yes.
3 million.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is the housing related to the building being put up on Iowa Drive? Like, do they correspond with each other?
No,
No?
no,
Okay.
this is a separate one. It will be 5 duplexes, which are basically housing units for people who are in need of housing right now. So
Okay.
there'll be a couple of 3-bedroom units and the rest to be 2-bedroom units.
Okay.
So it's trying to basically increase our housing stock because as we all know,
Definitely.
that's becoming a bigger issue all the time.
Yeah, definitely.
Yep. Okay, all in favor? Contra-
I wasn't at the planning meeting, that's why I'm.
Yeah, that's okay. All right, motion carried.
Number 8, approval to sign MOU between World Energy GH2 Inc., Town of Stephenville, requesting approval that the Town of Stephenville enter into a memorandum of understanding, or MOU, with World Energy GH2 Inc. relating to the implementation of the proposed wind energy and hydrogen facility, with the intention of the parties to work in cooperation in the spirit of partnership to move forward the proposed wind energy and hydrogen facility. GH2 would provide support to the Town of Stephenville on infrastructure projects as mutually agreed upon. Confidentiality clauses are included in the MOU, and I so move.
Moved by Councillor Tiller, seconder.
I'll second.
Second by Councillor Yulin. Question? Don't have any questions on that? Okay, so again, that's an MOU. It's not a binding anything, but it is a commitment to work together and support each other, which of course will benefit citizens of Stephenville if we can get this happening. All in favor?
Aye.
Contraminded? Motion carried.
Number 9, Stephenville Airport Corporation taxes. Requesting approval that the Town of Stephenville, upon the sale of the airport properties, will write off prorated property and business tax to the date of sale and all outstanding interest related to the annual property and business tax for the Stephenville Airport Corporation. Prorated property tax and business tax and interest up to October 31st, 2022, estimated write-off totaling $168,821.75. I still move.
Moved by Councillor Tiller. Seconder?
Second.
Second by Councillor Elward. Question?
I don't think.
No, consider.
No.
Just for clarity purposes, this is basically a request to write off taxes once the sale is through, so that they're looking to have the taxes written off up to the date of the sale, and then the purchaser begins that day to pay property taxes. So this would be, I guess, another way in which the town would support them financially, the airport corporation, as they try to move out of ownership and allow that purchase to happen. It's not a new practice. It's something that we have done before. And that would be the estimated amount if, for example, the sale is complete by October 31st. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Oh, sorry. Contraminded?
On a contraband, but the reason is privileged, so I can't talk about it.
Okay,
So I'm just going to contraband and.
all right then.
Okay.
Do we have enough to approve that?
Yep, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh, Mary's there.
Yeah, Myra's there. Okay, motion carried.
Forgetting about that.
I know. I heard her that time. That's why I kind of hesitated, because it came I wasn't remembering that she was there.
Right, good night, Myra.
Okay,
Okay.
next one.
Item 10, request for approval to submit application to the Federation of Canadian Municipalities Municipal Assessment Management Asset Management Program. I apologize. Be it resolved that council directs staff to apply for a grant opportunity from the Federation of Canadian Municipalities Municipal Asset Management Program for the Asset Management Initiative, Asset Register, Prioritization and Strategy Project. Be it therefore resolved that the town of Stephenville commits to conducting the following activities in its proposed project submitted to the Federation of Canadian Municipalities Municipal Asset Management Program to advance our asset management program. Asset register, asset prioritization, and capital and operational strategies and policy. Be it further resolved that the town of Stephenville commits $11,970 from its budget toward the cost of this initiative. And I so move.
Moved by Councillor Tiller. Second?
Yeah, start. Second.
Second by Councillor Aylward. Question?
Extremely important going forward, that we have that for the regulations of the
Yeah,
Canadian Building Fund, right?
Yeah,
Just
absolutely.
yes, that. So it's money well spent.
Yeah, and there's, there's a call to all municipalities, and that's going to become more than just a nudge, and it's going to become a requirement, but it's just good practice to have a sense of what your assets are so that you know what you're managing at any time, and also so that you can predict what expenses you're going to have as you move forward based on your asset age and the integrity of your assets and so on. So there is a fund available whereby we could cost share, I guess, put in our portion with the Federation of Canadian Municipalities and have somebody do that piece of work. And I think at this time, especially, we know how busy our skeleton crew of staff are, and adding something this big would be pretty difficult. So it would be wonderful if we could get some funding for this for sure. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
That's it for me, Madam Chair. I'd just
Okay.
like to thank staff for all their hard work on putting these packages together, and my finance colleagues, and for all your hard work and recommendations as well. And Lyra, I hope you feel better, because this is not easy.
Well, you did a fine job of it. And we'll move now into the next committee reporting, which is the Planning and Traffic Committee. And I will pass it over to Councillor Aylward to deal with items 5.
okay. Thank you, Deputy Mayor Pablo. The first item on the Planning and Traffic Committee that was recommended by the committee on the meeting on Tuesday is September 20th, that date. That was the Planning and Traffic Committee met on September 20th. As you know, I couldn't attend that one. I had an appointment in Corner Brook, and I very rarely miss any of the committee meetings or
That's
no,
right.
planning and traffic. So that's why I had to ask a few questions. Excuse me. First item is 125 Prince Rupert Drive. So I don't even word to pronounce it. Solistic, I guess.
Solstice.
Solstice.
Yep.
Solstice Counseling Services.
Solstice Counseling Services, requesting approval to issue a permit to operate a psychological service practice and install exterior business signage on building located at 25 there, but is it 125 or 25?
125.
Well, there's 25 on the second paragraph.
Okay, so we're going to have to just
Clarify if that's.
end that. 125.
125, okay. Okay, Prince Rupert Drive, subject to compliance with all town regulations and approval of service NL. I so move.
Moved by Councillor Aylward, seconder. Second by Councillor Boland, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Carried.
13 Tennessee Drive, World Energy GH2, requesting approval to issue a permit to utilize space and install business decal on windows in the building located at 13 Tennessee Drive to accommodate a community engagement office subject to compliance with all town regulations and approval of service NL. I so move.
Moved by Councillor Aylward, seconder. Second by Councillor Boland. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Oh, just a second now. That's good because I'm.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
Motion for air conditioning. Anyone else find it warm?
But that would be motion.
It is warm, isn't it? Yeah.
That's fine, that's covered.
Oh, okay.
That will be.
Oh, okay.
It's already motion to council.
Deputy Mayor Fallow, I will need a motion to rescind that motion of Prince Rupert Drive.
Okay.
Just have a motion to,
Yeah, that's what I was wondering if we need
Yeah.
to do them in. Okay, so, so you are putting forward a motion to amend?
Yeah.
So we have a motion to amend, 5.2A as written to include, 125 as opposed to 25. Is that the, oh, sorry, 25 as opposed to 125. So we'll amend what we amended. The double amendment here today. So that's a move. We've moved by Councillor Aylward, seconder. Second by Councillor Tiller. All in favor of changing the address of Solstice Psychological Service? No, of the amendment. Okay,
Yeah.
motion carried.
Number C is 1818 New Haven Lane, New Haven Lane Airbnb. Requesting approval to issue a permit to operate an Airbnb from the residence located at 18 New Haven Lane. I think it's a drive, New Haven Lane, subject to compliance with all town regulations. I so move.
Moved by Councillor Aylward, seconder.
Second.
Second by Councillor Boland. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Municipal Plan Amendment number 8, 2020, and Development Regulations Amendment number 14, 2020, hen and quail regulations under authority of Section 16, Section 17, Section 18 of the Urban and Rural Planning Act, the Town of Stephenville approved Municipal Plan Amendment number 8, 2020, and Stephenville Development Regulation Amendment number 14, 2020. I so move.
Moved by Councillor Aylward, seconder.
I'll second.
Okay, moved, second by Councillor Yulin. Question? Question or concerns, anybody? This is a movement to, this motion is to allow us to proceed with a pilot program, which would see people being allowed to have some backyard hens or chickens if they meet the regulations, of course, that we have laid out in that pilot program. If this goes through, I guess will be outlined as we move forward. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Contraminded? Motion carried.
Next item, number 1, O'Brien's Drive, Joshua Cormier, requesting approval to issue a permit to replace shingles on fourplex located at 1 O'Brien's Drive, subject to compliance with all town regulations. I so move.
Moved by Councillor Aylward, seconder. Second by Councillor Tiller, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
221 Carolina Drive, Department of Transportation and Infrastructure, requesting approval, issue permit to excavate to install new oil water separator tank on the property located at 221 Carolina Drive, subject to compliance with all town regulations. I so move.
Moved by Councillor Aylward, seconder.
Seconder?
Second by Councillor Tiller. All in favor?
Aye.
Next item, fall cleanup period, requesting approval to commence fall cleanup from October 3rd to October 16th, 2022 in the town of Stephenville. I so move.
Moved by Councillor Aylward, second by Councillor Boland. And this would be, just for clarification, this would be 2 weeks where the town employees or the town would collect garbage as opposed to having people bring it up to the site.
Right.
So it would be curbside collection.
That's correct.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Approval to submit National Infrastructure Fund project, Rain Garden, requesting approval that the town of Stephenville staff submit application under National Infrastructure Fund for the Massachusetts Drive Rain Garden project as circulated. The project would be funded by NIF, which is Newfoundland, and which is National Infrastructure Fund. Where am I? Approved with project estimated at 1 million.
Yep.
I so move.
Moved by Councillor Aylward, seconder. Second by Councillor Tiller. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Motion, contrary-minded? Okay, motion carried.
That's all I have. So
Okay,
far as I know, there's no
I don't think there's any later, Jennifer, right? Okay, thank you, Councillor Aylward. Bylaws and regulations, anything new under bylaws and regulations? No? Okay, any unfinished business?
but I don't.
I can think of. Okay, let's move to new business. Anybody have anything under new business?
A couple of things I would like to mention. It's just number one, the annual radiothon is being held. Just let the public know on Wednesday, September 28th, from 9 to 6 at the Lions Club.
Okay,
Also, the Thomas Roddick Hospital Auxiliary are celebrating their 50th year this year.
Wow.
And they're having a little celebration on Saturday, October 1st. So that's, I wish to congratulate them on that because,
absolutely.
as you know, it's 50 years is a long time and they've done a lot of good things.
Yeah.
A lot of things that,
And all volunteer.
all volunteers, yeah.
It's incredible to be able to keep something that's a volunteer thing going that long.
Yes, absolutely. I think, is there anything else? So I'll be going and I will be, bringing greetings from the town.
Excellent.
So I think it would be a good idea to give them a certificate. So I'll, Mr. Collin will,
We'll sort that out tomorrow.
pardon?
We'll sort out the certificate.
Oh, it's Jennifer would know because she made up one a little while ago. So I'm going to give her the information, pass it on. So I can pick it up sometime during the week, next week. So yeah, now if I think anything else, maybe if people wants to talk about it or stuff.
Okay. Anybody else have anything under new business?
Just tell people to stay safe this weekend. If we get the storm surge we're supposed to get, make sure everything is tied down, make sure you got supplies and you're safe and take care of you and your loved ones first and foremost.
Yep, absolutely. And rest assured that town staff are getting ready and have their protocols and procedures in place. And we'll see what happens. We're all, I think, living in hope that by the time it gets here, it's not as strong. But certainly, sounds like it's going to have a significant impact on Atlantic Canada. If you listen to Eddie Shear tonight, it's,
Yeah.
biggest one ever to hit and so on. So the joys of climate change, this is when we see evidence of it for sure. I attended last week on Thursday night, Friday and Saturday meetings of the Urban Municipalities Committee, which is a committee made up of representatives from all of the urban.
Was it held here, you said?
No, it was in Grand Falls.
Oh, that's right. It was in Grand Falls, yeah.
And of course, I took notes and promptly left them home. But
You're supposed to give us the Reader's Digest.
Exactly. This is the Reader's Digest version, as Mike told.
Mike,
Yeah. But effectively, it's always interesting, I guess, when you hear about these, and for me, it was interesting to go and recognize that there are a lot of communities much larger than ours who have the same kinds of issues that we do, and in many cases, we are ahead of the game in so many ways, and that's always a nice thing to bring back when we look at how we're doing financially and so on as a town. Everyone was asked to bring some of the top issues for their municipalities, and high on the top, almost unanimously, was housing. Housing, affordable housing, the shortage of livable apartments and so on is an issue in every across the board in every municipality, and talked about the different reasons why that's happening, and talked a lot about the impact that Airbnbs had on removing a lot of rental properties from the market. So what's happening in a lot of communities, people, as opposed to renting their apartments for 12 months of the year at $900 a month or whatever, they're turning them into Airbnbs and making about 12,000 in 4 months and then shutting them down for the rest of the year. If they had rented them all year, they might have made 9,000. So it's become very lucrative for a lot of people. You don't have the damages, you don't have the other things. And so what that has done is taken a lot of potential apartments off the market. So that was a concern for a number of communities. A lot of the infrastructure stuff was of concern to everybody, and of great concern was the fact that the federal government had a very large pot of money to the tune of, I think, $275,000, $1 million, sorry, $275 million, a pot that's sitting there, and the MPs for the province expressed some concern that municipalities didn't seem to care to apply for some of this funding. And the reality is, and MNL, I think, spoke to them about this, to the MPs, and asked that we reiterate that as we speak with our MPs. But what's happening is municipalities are applying for this fund, federal fund, but it's a fund that's administered a certain percent from the feds, so much from the province, and then so much from the municipality, and the province is currently broke and is not able to pay their share, and as a result, nobody's projects are going through. And so we talked about what we would do about that, and we talked about trying to lobby to have a new model where perhaps the federal money that was earmarked for municipalities would go directly to municipalities and not, to the province and so on. So there's going to be some movement, I think, on the part of MNL to try to push that, and they'll be looking to municipalities to support that. There was also an ask from our counterparts in Port aux Basques to continue to lobby and speak about the Marine Atlantic situation whenever opportunities arise politically, and they're going to forward some information. But it was interesting to watch the switch, because some of the people who were from some of the larger centers on the East Coast weren't really, thinking that Marine Atlantic had much of an impact, because they fly and they do this and they do that. But he made it, made it very clear to them how significant it was for everybody in the province, because what has happened is there's an expectation. People are getting upset with Marine Atlantic for raising their prices, but what's happening is there's an expectation from the federal government. They keep making the amount that Marine Atlantic has to be responsible for higher and higher. So right now, Marine Atlantic has to, I think, 67% cost recovery. There's no way they can do that unless they increase their prices. And then he quoted one of the chapters in the Confederation Agreement that talked about the fact that as part of the Confederation Agreement between Newfoundland and Canada, that this particular section of transportation was supposed to be fair and equal. And it's certainly not fair and equal at 67%. So what he was able to point out to the people on the East Coast as well, as everybody else, that everything that comes into the province comes across on the ferry. So when the ferry costs go up, that cost has to be borne by the consumer every time. And so our food costs get higher and our building supply costs get higher and so on and so forth. And that is not because Marine Atlantic is trying to gouge the consumer. It's because the federal government is insisting on a cost recovery model that's causing that to happen. So he asked that municipalities provide support in the form of a letter to our MPs. He'll send the relevant information and then we can make a decision on that.
So it was a busy meeting then.
It was a busy meeting. To be honest, I was shocked at how much there was on the agenda. We started Thursday night and we sat around basically a board table on, hotel chairs with chrome legs that aren't the most comfortable things in the world. But we started Thursday night and we did a couple hours Thursday night. And then we went 8:30 to 8:30 Saturday. And then we went 8:30 to 12, no, Friday, and then 8:30 to 12 on Saturday, and then left and drove home. And it was bang, 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 bang. But it was really good. I thought it was a really good exercise. And it was the first time that
Was
group.
that your first one?
It was my first face-to-face. I
Yeah.
did the first one online.
Yeah.
For the counselors that weren't here, this was Mike Tobin sat on this
Yeah.
committee for
Right.
years. And when Councillor Tobin passed away, I was asked to fill that seat, which I did, but then COVID was here. And so there were no face-to-face meetings. So I had one Zoom meeting with them, which wasn't as intense as this, but this was the first face-to-face. So everyone seemed to be very excited about being back. It was great. And again, some neat contacts with some good people, so.
Well, that's good. Congratulations on your good job.
Well, thank you, thank you.
Mr. Manager, is there an update on the streetlights?
On the streetlights for
Like the
Main Street.
Main Street? Traffic lights.
Oh, the traffic lights.
I always say streetlights. Why I say that, I'll never know. The traffic lights.
The parts that have to go into this have been procured and they're on their way, so it may be another week or so.
All parts are underway?
Parts on the way.
Well, that's great news.
And I should mention as well, I guess, a big congratulations to Marissa and her team at the town who worked tirelessly to have a playground, which is now running. And as someone who lives in that area and passes through there every day, I can say that every time I've passed through there, there's at least 50 children. Peals of laughter. I can hear it on my street. I talked to a retired nun today as I was going around. She said, "My God, I thought I was on lunch duty again when I heard all the noise." But it's certainly being well received, well used. I can't pass through there without people talking about how much they're enjoying it and appreciating it. So I think, it was well worth the effort, and I know people waited a long time, as we all did, but COVID delayed it a little bit.
If I can add the tireless work of our clerk as well.
Okay. Jennifer, you were into it too
Yeah,
then,
she was. Yeah.
pouring concrete? No. No, so thank you to Jennifer, and if you pass that along to Marissa, that it's wonderful to see, it's wonderful to hear, and let's hope that people continue to enjoy it and respect it for a long time yet.
Amen.
And
And the pool, not the pool, the park, the playground, I'll get that right. Playground you're talking about, right?
yes, yeah,
Well, yeah, because my God, what day was it? We went in, well, it was Tuesday, and oh my God, there was a ton of cars
Yeah,
and children.
yeah.
So that was really,
And I've walked there twice now in the rain as well, and doesn't matter. People are there anyway.
yeah,
But it's so nice too that the benches and seating and picnic table all around, and there's parents in all those places seem to be really enjoying themselves.
yeah. I gotta go when we get a good day, I gotta go have a good look. Good
Yeah,
look.
yeah.
Um,
I was enjoying the swing too, till one little girl told me I was on there long enough.
yeah, sure. Yeah, I can see. Well, I gotta mention my granddaughter who just got awarded her PhD in
Wow.
Sweden. She went to school here for her early years, Kevin's daughter,
Yep.
Katie. And then they moved to St. John's, so she went out and did her master's in kinesiology. And then and I didn't realize, what a procedure they had to go through.
Right.
You're like in a courtroom, right? And they awarded her PhD in, I guess it's all to do with navigation and safety in vessels and all this kind of stuff. I don't understand half of it. And she's already acquired a job in Ottawa, so she's
Wonderful.
coming back home to Canada, so that's great, as we speak.
Wonderful.
On her
Well,
way home.
congratulations
I
to
wanted
her.
to brag about her tonight.
Well, proper thing.
Yeah.
Anyone else have a child or grandchild they can talk about, brag about? No.
No babies anymore.
No, for sure. Hey.
Are there anything else under new business? I suppose did I mention that the mayor wasn't here because he was in St. John's? I don't think I did, but anyway, the mayor is in St. John's for some meetings and wasn't able to be back for the meeting this evening, so he passed on his apologies, which I was so good about passing on to everybody. All right. Okay, then there's no notice of motion, I don't think. So we'll have a motion to adjourn. So moved by Councillor Tiller, second. Second by Councillor Boland, all in favor? Aye. Contrary? Check. Okay, meeting adjourned.